I really love my kids, and some days I really struggle to like them. There's something moms aren't supposed to say, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. Some days, when I'm already exhausted, I don't want to deal with my kids' needs, their feelings, and their care. I'm Rachel. I'm a coach and I'm mom of three. I've spent my whole career around people as a teacher, an assistant principal, now a program manager, different jobs, same idea, all day, talking, solving problems, meetings after meetings after meetings. So by the time I get home, I'm done. And instead of resting, I head upstairs to my three kids. I get the exhausted nose, the I don't want to eat that, the tantrums before bed, the mom, he did this, the mom, why can't I do that? All evening long. And I feel a flash of resentment because it all comes to me. The kids don't go to my husband unless I tell them to. So I feel like I'm pulling the weight for both of us. And at the same time, I feel like I'm not doing my job if I ask for help. I just want 10 minutes of quiet before the next question comes. My daughter has been at this school for 3 years now, and it asks that every family give 25 volunteer hours back to the community, which is something I love. It's exactly what I believe about building community. But only one of us has ever actually committed those hours. I've always felt like it's on me, or maybe I just assumed it was. So this year, I told my husband, look, I feel like I'm carrying this alone and I really need your help. Can you handle the hours this year? And he said, how about we just pay it out? Your time, my time, it's worth more spent on our kids, on our life, than on the school right now. So let's just pay it out at the end of the year. And to be honest, I hadn't even thought about paying it out. And my first reaction was, that is so much money I don't want to spend. But when I actually broke the hours down, it started looking like he was right. And the part that really gets me is that it wasn't that anyone said my time was worth less. It's just that it never crossed my mind to ask if it might be worth more. So I feel two things at the same time: relief, I don't have to carry this all by myself, and loss because I'm letting go of something I believe in with the community. And I know this fix isn't open to everyone. Here's something that took me a while to see. We treat the image of the mother at home, fully present, managing everything, as the oldest tradition there is. It's not. It was basically one generation, a short window, mid 20th century, where families who could afford it lived on one income. And even that picture wasn't the full truth. About a third of women worked anyway, and the ones who stayed home were doing it more alone than anyone before them. Grandparents an hour away instead of right upstairs. Nobody in the house helping, just her. It wasn't the old way, that was the new way. The image already had cracks, and then the second income became a necessity for most families. Women went into paid work and they stayed there. But here's what didn't happen: nobody sat down and renegotiated what happened at home. There was no conversation, no reset. The work just stayed where the work already was. The sociologist Arlie Hochschild named it the second shift. One shift at paid work, a second one at home. Nobody asked if we want both. It was just assumed that we would carry them. And underneath all of it is something harder to name. At some point, caring for everyone became who a woman was, not just what we did. The kids, the household, the parents getting older, the whole structure just assumed that load was ours. Not because anyone said it out loud, It's just what everything around us kept confirming. So when I'm managing everyone's feelings before addressing my own, when I'm taking deep breaths to hold myself in instead of asking for the time that I need, that's not my personality. It's a script that was written before I got here. Lines I never knew I was reading. But that script wasn't forced on me. I accepted it. And that's the part that gives me hope, because what I accepted, I can also reject. So here's where I'm starting this week. I'm going to ask my husband how we make the end of the day easier for both of us. Maybe he needs 10 minutes too. We just haven't talked about it. And that's the invitation for you. Find one default you've been living without ever questioning it. A role, something you stepped into because the script said it was yours. Put it on the table, not as a fight, just as a question. Did we actually choose this? And if you feel comfortable, drop it in the comments. Next week, I want to go somewhere more specific to the actual list that runs in our heads all day, every day, whether at work or at home or trying to fall asleep at night, and why fixing that list isn't a chores conversation at all. It's something else entirely. That's next week. I'll see you then.